Good morning, people. Welcome to my channel. Let's discuss about the Nakshatra Padas of the third one, Krittika Nakshatra, in this podcast. So this is the third one, and it's a nakshatra ruled by the sun, the first of the sun-ruled nakshatras. So sun-ruled nakshatras have a quality of being very blunt, very enforcing discipline types. Their life lesson and themes revolve around self-discipline, because sun is a very disciplined planet. It rises on time, sets on time. Everything relating to sun, generally speaking, is discipline, moral compass, and ethical responsibility. So that's what it figures within nakshatra also, just like the planet placed. And I have covered this before. But here we are here to talk about only the details of the nakshatra padas. So the first pada of Krittika goes from Aries to Sagittarius, second pada from Taurus, it begins Taurus in the second one, from Taurus to Capricorn, from Taurus to Aquarius, third pada, and the fourth one from Taurus to Pisces. That's the transcendence of Krittika Nakshatra. One of the things you might remember about Krittika Nakshatra, because it is ruled by sun, there will be a certain bluntness to things. If there is planets in this, it will always be having a blunt nature. Mercury in this might be blunt towards siblings, so they might have siblings who are blunt, friends who are very blunt, or they might be blunt towards the friends if it's in the third house. The person will be very straightforward with the significations of that planet. If Venus is sitting here, for example, the spouse might be very blunt, especially if Venus is in Krittika in the 7th house, for example. So you might think in terms of bluntness, straightforwardness, discipline, focus, and other aspects when you are thinking about Krittika Nakshatra. One more thing I wanted to highlight going forward in this podcast is later on in this podcast you will see natal to Navamsha mentioned in terms of numbers. Let's say Aries is number 5, Sagittarius first pada is 9 into brackets. Then it goes to Taurus 5 and then Capricorn 9. Then third pada it goes from Taurus number 4 to Aquarius number 10. What are these things? I want you to remember that when a nakshatra goes from one place in Navamsha, one sign in natal to another sign in Navamsha, there is a numerological relationship between the signs, the 4-10, the 5-9, the 6-8, the 3-11, and so on and so forth. This I have covered in other podcasts. Very important to remember this. Because remember, I spoke about this in the introduction. Whatever is in Navamsha, you are trying to bring to natal. Navamsha signifies your internal self. Natal signifies your physical reality. So whatever your internal self is, you are trying to actualize and bring it into the physical reality. Yes, that's obviously that follows. So you might want to go through the principles of 6-8, 9-5-10, 4, 11 and 3, 2, 12 and so on, which I have covered in the previous podcast here. Look for the dynamic relationship between them, because when a planet sits in a particular pada and goes into the Navamsha, the numerological relationship plays out very, very strongly. You will see this in all the themes of every single nakshatra. It is that dominant. For example, I'll give you the first one. The first pada of Krittika is in Aries. It goes into Sagittarius Navamsha, which means what essentially? Now Sagittarius and Aries have a 9-5 relationship. Sagittarius is 9th to Aries. So probably this person has, Sagittarius stands for father. So this person's father might have had a good position in society. The native might have everything in life due to good luck. Sagittarius is good luck. And that's the internal self, due to which what happens, this person can become cruel to others who are less fortunate. They exploit people who are unable to defend themselves. So that plays out as karma. They can have different illnesses later in life, which results in misuse of good luck. You see so many people, right? They have good luck, they have all the good things for them, but they tend to misuse it. This is the dark side of human personality, folks. If you have to understand Jyotish, if you have to understand Vedic astrology, you must be in a neutral place of not taking any sides. Each and every human being has a light and shadow aspect to them, and nowhere is this more clearly shown, like in broad daylight, than Jyotish or the science of Vedic astrology. You will know your light and shadow aspects as you explore this science. There's no way around that. You can't sugarcoat these things. It is what it is. You accept it, work with it, move on. Okay, now let's dive into the Nakshatra Padas and see what they bring. And I have also covered here the examples of different planets in different Padas, just so that you get a broader idea, so to speak, about these kinds of things. Okay? Enjoy the podcast.
Podcast segment title, The Four Padas of Krittika Nakshatra. Subtitle, Planetary Principles and the Inner-Outer Karma Blueprint of Purification and Precision. Introduction, Krittika, the fire that cuts to heal. Krittika Nakshatra, stretching from 26°40 Aries to 10° Taurus, is ruled by the sun and symbolized by a razor or blade. Governed by Agni, the fire god, this nakshatra brings with it themes of truth, purification, discipline, and transformation through conscious separation. It marks a transition from the impulsive Martian fire of Aries to the grounded Venusian earth of Taurus. Krittika natives carry a fire that isn't chaotic like Ashwini's, but directed, like a surgeon's scalpel or a ritual flame. But its fire shifts tone through the four padas, each modifying the way planets express themselves, both externally, in the natal chart, and internally through Navamsha. Let's explore the principles behind each pada, what they're trying to accomplish, what karmic style they embody, and how they shift our spiritual, emotional, and material orientation. Krittika Pada 1, 26:40 to 30 Aries, Navamsha sign Sagittarius Dharmapada. Elemental shift, fire to fire. Motivation, idealistic and righteous purification. Principle, truth-telling, moral assertiveness, spiritual fire, inner-outer karma blueprint. Natal chart shows outward discipline through action. Aries. Navamsha reveals an inner need to act from moral truth. Sagittarius. Fire is used to cut through lies, injustice, and chaos, often with blunt honesty. Challenge is self-righteousness. The native must ensure that their fire heals and elevates, not shames or dominates. Krittika Pada 2 to 3D20 Taurus. Navamsha sign, Capricorn, earth, elemental shift, fire to earth. Motivation, structured manifestation through discipline. Principle, pragmatism, work ethic, controlled ambition. Inner-outer karma blueprint. Natal chart focuses on stabilizing resources or identity, Taurus. Navamsha reflects an internal drive to rise through structure and order, Capricorn. The blade here is cold, calculated, and goal-oriented, cutting off inefficiency, weakness, or sentimentality. Challenge lies in emotional suppression. True power emerges when ambition is tied to responsibility, not domination. Krittika Pada 3 to 6040 Taurus. Navamsha sign Aquarius Kamapa, elemental shift earth to air, motivation, innovation through detachment and intellect. Principle, cutting through convention, social or ideological purification. Inner-outer karma blueprint. Natal chart shows a love for beauty, comfort, and consistency. Taurus. Navamsha holds the desire to express uniqueness and social reform. Aquarius. The fire of Krittika here disrupts tradition to challenge outdated norms, especially in relationships, aesthetics, and values. The karmic trap is superficial rebellion. True fulfillment comes through offering ideas or aesthetics that uplift the collective. Krittika Pada 4, 60-40 to 10°30, Taurus, Navamsha sign, Pisces Moksha Pada. Elemental shift, earth to water. Motivation, surrender through service and universal compassion. Principle, emotional purification, letting go, spiritual healing. Inner-outer karma blueprint. Natal chart aims for sensual stability and practical security. Taurus. Navamsha channels the inner self towards surrender, forgiveness, and release. Pisces. The blade of Krittika becomes an emotional one, cutting away attachments, desires, or past life grief. The challenge here is escapism or victimhood, The growth comes from using one's suffering to inspire collective healing. Summary table, Krittika Pada principles. Pada 1, Sagittarius Navamsha, motivated by truth, moral fire. Karmic aim, lead through example, not ego. Pada 2, motivated by structure, long-term goals. Karmic aim, serve with discipline, cut excess. Motivated by innovation, reform. Karmic aim, disrupt to uplift, not rebel to escape. Motivated by compassion, spiritual release. Karmic aim, heal through surrender, purify through empathy. Closing thought. Krittika doesn't burn to destroy, it burns to refine. Each pada of Krittika teaches us how to use fire, not to dominate or scorch, but to refine, cut, and cleanse. Whether it's ego, fear, habits, or karmic residue, Krittika burns what no longer serves. Coming up next, Rohini Nakshatra, where desire finds form and creation takes center stage. But before we build, we must purify. That's the karmic promise of Krittika. Podcast segment The Four Padas of Krittika Nakshatra subtitle, Planetary Examples and the Inner-Outer Karma Blueprint of Purification and Fire Discipline. Introduction. Planets in Krittika, the blade of karma in action. Krittika Nakshatra doesn't just burn, it refines. Spanning from the end of Aries into early Taurus, Krittika slices through illusions, pretenses, and impurities. Planets here are put through a fire test. They must prove their truth, their intent, and their impact, both in the outer world, natal chart, and inner world, Navamsha. Each of Krittika's four padas reflects a different Navamsha sign, transforming the internal voice of any planet placed within it. Let's explore how major planets behave in each pada, what drives them, what blocks them, and what karmic evolution they're working toward. Krittika Pada 1, 26 degree 40 to 30 Aries, Navamsha sign, Sagittarius. Example, Moon in Krittika Pada 1, outer behavior. Emotionally bold and independent, tends to react instantly with little processing time. Inner drive, Sagittarius Navamsha Moon seeks truth, purpose, and emotional righteousness. Natal house focus, e.g., first house. Strong public image, high emotional visibility, but may be moralistic or judgmental. Childhood or maternal influence linked to religion, education, or ideology. Feels emotionally justified, even when being harsh, burns bridges for the sake of truth. Carries pride in beliefs, may struggle with emotional flexibility. Correction path. Learn to listen without correcting others. Develop emotional compassion alongside conviction. Krittika Pada 2, 0 degree to 3 degree 20 Taurus. Navamsha sign Capricorn, Earth Artha. Example, Saturn in Krittika Pada 2. Outer behavior. Intensely focused, responsible, grounded in material goals. Inner drive, Capricorn Navamsha. Saturn is self-regulating, karmically heavy, and security-focused. Natal house focus, e-10th house, feels duty-bound to achieve, may take up karmic burdens in family or society. Career built brick by brick, but slowly with tests. Karmic expression, tends to delay gratification and emotional warmth, may work from guilt or fear of failure instead of inspiration. Correction path, channel your fire into building stable legacies, not just surviving hardship. Develop trust in divine timing. Krittika Pada 3, 3D20 to 6D40 Taurus, Navamsha sign, Aquarius. Example, Venus in Krittika Pada 3, outer behavior, artistic, stylish, progressive in relationships, and beauty expression. Inner drive, Aquarius Navamsha Venus desires intellectual stimulation and non-traditional love. Natal house focus, e.g. 7th house, seeks idealistic or unconventional partnerships, may avoid emotional commitment, strong attraction to design, innovation, or humanitarian values, karmic expression, tends to detach emotionally, relationships may serve a larger cause or rebellion, may use charm to avoid deeper vulnerability. Correction path, ground your aesthetics and desires in real emotional reciprocity. Let the heart lead, not just the idea. Krittika Pada 4, 640E Tenders, Navamsha sign, Pisces, water moksha. Example, Mercury in Krittika Pada 4, outer behavior, quick-witted, charming, materially clever. Inner drive, in Pisces Navamsha, Mercury is intuitive, poetic, and scattered. Natal house focus, e.g. 2nd house, brilliant communicator, persuasive speaker, but struggles with focus or follow-through. Speech and money karma deeply tied to past life habits. Karmic expression. May use words to avoid truth or emotionally manipulate. Can swing between fantasy and logic in decision making. Correction path. Purify your speech. Say only what uplifts or heals. Practice grounded spiritual communication. Poetry with purpose. Bonus planetary examples across Padas. Mars in Pada 1, Sagittarius Navamsha. Expression, crusader-like, wants to fight for a cause. Karma, burns out trying to win moral battles. Lesson, learn strategic restraint. Every truth doesn't need a war. Jupiter in Pada 2. Expression, dignity through humility. Knowledge earned through hardship. May feel blocked in early education or recognition. Lesson, teach through example, not entitlement. Rahu in Pada 3, Aquarius Navamsha. Expression charismatic, rebellious, vision-driven. Karma may exploit social trends or manipulate collective values. Lesson, use your innovation to heal society, not just disrupt it. Ketu in Pada 4. Expression deeply spiritual but emotionally distant. Karma escapes responsibility in the name of detachment. Bring your gifts down to earth. Serve without ego. Krittika Pada summary, karma at the edge of flame. Pada 1, sestile, righteous fire. Ego trap, moral superiority. Healing path, humble inspiration. Pada 2, Capricorn, style structural fire. Ego trap, cold control. Healing path, build with compassion. Padas 3, revolutionary fire. Ego trap, detached idealism. Healing path, grounded reform. Pada 4, Pisces, mystical fire. Ego trap, escapism. Healing path, selfless emotional expression. Closing thought, Krittika's blade isn't just for the world, it's for you too. Every planet in Krittika is learning to burn away falsehood, cut karmic cords, and step into clarity. The only question is, will you wield the blade for truth or let the fire burn you from within? Next episode, we dive into Rohini Nakshatra, where the fire transforms into form and creation begins. But what you carry into Rohini depends on what you were willing to burn in Krittika.